think, like Lisa always said, God, like what good could come out of this? This makes no sense. Well, we've been able to help a lot of families, not just one or two. We've helped a lot of families in this process with this story. It hurts. The story hurts. It comes with pain. You know what I mean? But that pain is what allows you to be able to share and communicate with other people about what you went through to where they could relate.
Y'all,
What's going on?
What's up? We are in the car. I'm headed out of town, but we wanted to record this intro before I left.
She's leaving me.
He's sending me, y'all. Don't even believe what he's saying. He's sending me. He's giving me the boot bigger than anybody else right now. But anyways, so a few months ago, we had the opportunity to share our testimony for the first time at Kingdom Church Creole. And so we had recorded it for just our own purposes because it was our first time. And then we decided that we should share it with you guys. So please excuse the audio. Please excuse any visual because literally, like I said, we were not planning on posting it. We were just more doing it for ourselves to just kind of see how we did and see any rooms for improvement for if there's any like further opportunities to speak about infertility. So that will be coming up next.
Yes, but what's wrong?
Real life when your child interrupts you in the middle of a vlog.
People act like they know me. Skip child. Here you go, baby. So this was our first speaking engagement. Like we spoke before. We've done stuff before, but this was our first speaking engagement tied to infertility, and we didn't know what to expect, but I think we did a good job. We told our story, so instead of coming on here and telling our story all over again, we already did it there. And even though some people said don't post this because they said audio and visual quality, well, it's our story and it works. If you want to hear our story about our journey to having children, you'll hear it.
So it is pretty lengthy, but keep in mind this was a 5+ year process, so lots of details. And even in like watching it again, there was stuff that we forgot. Like I realized there's just little details we forgot.
There's a lot of stuff.
We forgot.
You know, we can talk about later, but
yeah. But we hope you enjoy, and if you have anybody going through infertility or just any kind of faith crisis, we definitely feel like you should share. So please share our videos. Please let us know what you think.
Like and subscribe.
Let us know what you think. Supporters or anything, we are very welcome to it. So we hope that you enjoy and that you're blessed by the video. See y'all later.
Deuces.
So our story started in 2011. We were married for about 2 years, and we decided that we were ready to start a family. I was almost done with nursing school. We had the house. We felt like everything was in order, you know. And so we said, okay, it's time to have kids. I mean, that's what you do. You get married, have fun, and have kids. And so from the beginning, we knew there would be issues just because with me, irregular cycles and stuff. But our doctor had assured us that, you know, what you're dealing with is easy. You'll be pregnant in no time. And so immediately we started with just medicated cycles. So on certain days you take medications. On this day you go get an ultrasound. On this day you're supposed to do the deed in order to get pregnant. And so we did that on and off for about a year. And so, I mean, even in that year, you know, there's the disappointments of every month not having a cycle coming and not being pregnant, and seeing other people have kids and get pregnant, and you're just like, okay, oh, you know, hopefully soon it'll be our turn. And so after about a year, doctor's like, okay, it's been a year, we've been doing these medicated cycles, you should be pregnant by now, so let's see what's going on. So we did a whole bunch of tests, and I was then told that my fallopian tubes were blocked. So finding out that news was devastating, because then we knew that basically the doctor told us our options are a miracle, have surgery, or do IVF, in vitro fertilization. So in vitro is expensive, $20,000, $30,000, and there's no guarantee.
No guarantee. That was my problem.
So
spend all this money, and it doesn't mean you're gonna have a baby. And every time we looked at different people who did it, the success rate was very, very limited. So to me, that's $30,000 gone to try to have a child, when we've been trying to have a child for over a year now.
And so at that time we prayed about it, and we just didn't believe that God was leading us to do any interventions at that time. And so we just continued believing and praying for a miracle. So even at that time, we had no more medicated cycles, nothing. I mean, because the medicated cycles weren't even an option anymore. Your tubes are blocked. You have to go this other route. So we were just praying and believing that God would heal us and that we would be able to conceive. And so now we're about a year and a half in. A little over a year and a half in. And lo and behold, I think it's like August or September of 2012, we find out that we're pregnant. Miracle baby. Our baby's due on our wedding anniversary. We're like, God, like, thank you so much. You know, the doctor said my tubes were blocked. I needed a miracle, God, and here you are. You're giving me this miracle that we have been praying for.
So this is where I get to jump in. So it's the miracle baby, meaning the doctor told us it was impossible. You would need to have a miracle, but they said it in a sarcastic type of way, like, hey, you really need to do surgery and unblock these tubes, which I didn't want my wife to go into the knife, or we need to do IVF. And that was it. And it was such a sarcastic way, we fired that doctor. Like, we just stopped going to that doctor. And we just believed God. It was like a true belief in God, that, no, God, it makes no sense. You love us. Like, we're your children. We live life right. We did things right. We're not irresponsible. We're in a position we could afford to have kids. Lisa worked in labor and delivery, so she's delivering these kids for all these other irresponsible families. And like, so we felt like, no, God, we're living life the right way. We love you, you love us. We trust you. And in that trust, Lisa got pregnant. And we were super excited. Like, Cloud, you couldn't say nothing to us, so we walked around talking about our miracle baby. That's pretty much what we called this child. It was our miracle baby. Whenever we had an opportunity to tell someone, we told them about our miracle baby. We planned this great announcement, because our whole family knew that we were trying. And it was as if we was the first. To me, we was the first out of anyone that I knew that had a hard time having kids. I didn't realize that this is very common, but people do not talk about it. So we had this great announcement. We had her family, my family all together. We took a picture, and we, instead of saying, hey, everybody say cheese, we said, Lisa's pregnant, and everybody went crazy. And it's just like, man, look at this beautiful moment that God has created where, like, he's being glorified every single day of this pregnancy, every single moment of this pregnancy. Anytime we get to talk about this pregnancy, it's like, God, we're praising you.
Okay, so maybe a couple months later, one day I was home and I started bleeding. And so I called Sam and I'm like, Sam, you know, I'm bleeding. I think we need to go to the hospital to see what's going on. But, you know, still in my mind, this is God's baby. This is the baby God gave us. This bleeding means nothing. This is nothing for God. And so we went to the hospital. They ran tests. They did ultrasounds. And no one was ever really saying anything. But, I mean, in our minds, like, it didn't really matter what anybody said. This was God's baby. This was the baby God gifted us. This is the baby we prayed for. This is the miracle that no one thought could happen. And so, basically, by the end of the night, the doctor came in. He didn't even really say much of anything. He was just, like, running all these tests and taking samples or whatever. And I'm like, so, what about the baby? And he's like, oh, well, basically you miscarried. So you can always have another one. And so, like literally, I'm like boo-hoo crying, like, what is he talking about? Like, I prayed for this baby. This baby's due on our wedding anniversary. Like, God wouldn't do this to me after all these, first of all, after almost 2 years of trying, us believing for a miracle, us getting the miracle. Now you're telling me that I'm not pregnant anymore, I'm not having this baby that we've been praising God for? Like, no. Like, I'm not even trying to hear that at all.
And like, for me, this is impossible. This is God's baby. Why would God take his baby that is glorifying him every single day? Like, this is God's baby. But at this point, I was a professional. Lisa taught me everything. So I knew when she was bleeding, that's not good. And she had cramps, that's not good. Okay, let's go to the hospital. And at this point, because we dealt with infertility, we were getting the worst. So all of our ultrasounds was like the best of the best. So we're seeing 3D images, and we got far more ultrasounds than any other, I would say anybody else in this type of position, just because this is our moment. So when we saw the ultrasound, Lisa didn't see it. When I saw the ultrasound that day in the hospital, I knew something was completely wrong. But in that, I still believe that this is our baby, so it doesn't matter. But that ultrasound looked a mess. It didn't look like none of the other ultrasounds that I saw. And the whole time, I'm like, what the heck is going on? But I'm like, okay, whatever. It doesn't matter what I see. It doesn't matter that Lisa's bleeding. It doesn't matter that she's cramping. This is God's baby, right? Your God is so big and so mighty that it doesn't matter what circumstances you see in front of you. It's God's baby. And I think that's the part that hurt me the most, is the fact that it had nothing to do with faith. Because I believed without a shadow of a doubt that this was God's baby, and there was nothing that was going to stop this baby from coming from what we went through to have the child. And with it being, we're going to trust you, here goes a miracle pregnancy. Here goes a delivery. Oh, we're going to have our baby on our anniversary. Well, thank you for that gift, God. And to lose it. And all I know is Lisa just started boo-boo crying. Like, I've never seen her cry before. We've been married. We've dated 4 years before we got married. We've been married, 2 years now? So this is like 6 years in. So I've never seen her have this type of emotion at all. In the middle of the room, I don't know what to do. I'm a husband. I don't know what to do because right now, I just lost my baby, I guess. And the doctor and the nurse were just so insensitive. Like, it was normal to them. But to us, it wasn't normal. To us, this was a disaster. It was a disaster. So they're just treating it like this, like it's all just practicality, blah, blah, blah. I don't think anyone even patted Lisa or acknowledged Lisa. They just wanted to get in and get out and let us deal with our emotions. I don't know how long it was there, but it was there for a while. And I just remember finally driving home. It was late. I don't know how late it was. It was late. It was in the AMs. It was driving home and the car was just silent. Except for you, like Lisa would be crying. And I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. I didn't even know what to think. But right now, working inside of me is nothing but anger. Like, so, in this season right there, I was shifting. As I was driving that car, I was shifting from having such great faith in God to like, oh, so that's how you are, God. Like, okay, so this is how you're gonna treat your children. So I kind of went into this dark mode slowly as we're driving in silence. And that's not us. We get home, and as soon as I got home, I did my job. I got my wife to the house safely. We're home, and I just broke down. And I don't think Lisa ever saw me cry like that before. It was like real deal. You can't fake it. No emotions. No holding back. Like, I was weeping and I couldn't control it because God took away his baby. Like, that was God's baby. And he just let that child go. And I remember, like, we couldn't see no good in any of it. Like, there was no justification for what anyone could tell us in that season that would make sense. And everybody said the wrong things to us. And it was always Christian people who said the wrong things to us. And always our family would say the wrong things to us. because they don't know what to say because they never suffered this type of loss.
So to say we were devastated was like an understatement. To me, infertility was like brought me to the cliff, and miscarriage kind of threw me over the cliff. Like, I was absolutely devastated. Like, I can't even explain how like bad it hurt to lose that pregnancy, which I know it hurts no matter what, but I feel like because we had waited so long, because we believed God for this baby, like it literally broke me. And I mean, we just went through just a season of dealing with toughness. And I remember even the next day after the miscarriage, we were like, okay, you know, like, yes, it's us. We felt like we had to go to church. I think it was a Sunday, so we felt like we had to go to church. Probably the biggest mistake we ever made in our life. But anyways, we went to church. I mean, church was okay. Of course, we broke down there. They were like, okay, let's go out. They were having some kind of, I forgot what it was, like a get together or something like that at a restaurant. And so we go to the restaurant. We're like just trying to get our minds off of things. And literally, like, I don't even know, maybe not even 5-10 minutes sitting down, we found out that someone that we knew, they announced their pregnancy. And they were due like maybe a couple days off from us. So I'm like, dang God, like, I came out here, I went to church, and I felt like that was the right thing to do, God. Like, I'm trying not to let this take over my life. Yes, this is still early. And I just felt like I just was getting slapped in the face, like literally the next day. So here I am facing a friend of mine, and not just one friend. I think after that it was at least 4 or 5 friends we knew.
Everybody's having
boom, everybody's pregnant. So here I am, I go to work, I'm dealing with pregnant people who don't want their kids, young kids, people who do drugs. I mean, of course there's happy families wanting to, but literally every day I'm going to work, I'm dealing with this. I come to church, my personal life, I have like 5-6 reminders of how far along I should be, when I should be having my baby shower, when my baby would have been born, how old my baby would have been, you know, like, so we went through like, especially like I went through like a really, really dark season. Like, I didn't blame the enemy, I didn't blame myself, I didn't think there was anything I did wrong, I blamed God. Like, God, you could have prevented it, this went through your hands. This was your miracle baby and you allowed this to happen. And so, we literally just up and down emotions dealing with the fallout from dealing with infertility and miscarriage. I mean, to the point where even our marriage was affected. There was just like this uncomfortable silence and elephant in the room where there were times we didn't really talk, and I was upset with him because I felt like he wasn't showing enough emotion and he didn't care, and I was just going through all this by myself, and he was mad at me because I was always a hot mess and I was crying and upset. And I know you want to interject here.
No, I'll just say that you can't control these emotions. Like, we wasn't prepared for this. We wasn't equipped for this. Sometimes as a man, you don't know how to react, because if I showed any emotion, my wife went down a deeper cliff. So it was a catch-22. So I was getting in trouble for not showing emotions, and I was getting in trouble, or I was going through it when I did show emotions. So I didn't know what to do. So finally, I think we finally kind of communicated through email. Yeah, we communicated we lived in the same house, slept in the same bed, loved each other, didn't cheat on each other, didn't think of going anywhere else. It was just this uncomfortable feeling in this house that we lost this child, we don't know what's going on, and we didn't know how to deal with it. So like, when people see us, they see this lovey-dovey, happy couple. Well, in that season, people didn't see us. Because we just sheltered, we just went into our box, we sheltered. I remember the day after the miscarriage, we went to church. That's when I realized, okay, God, I'm done with you. Cool. I was like, I'm not gonna live life crazy. I still have morals, but this connection that we have, this thing that can make me come on my knees and weep and not care who sees me, this thing that makes me put my hands in the air and praise you, God. So yeah, God, you took that. Yeah, so that was mine, and it was very arrogant, but it was honest. That's how I felt, and I think one thing about me is God allows me to be somewhat honest. I tell people how I feel in a nice way, and I do that with God as well. Like, God knows what I'm thinking anyway. So I was mad at God, and God knew it. And that's why till this day, every now and then, I'm like, the best thing I like to say is God is so faithful, because I didn't deserve it. I didn't deserve it. I deserved the biggest whooping from God possible by the way I was treating him in my mind, in my heart. But I remember that day in church, it felt like a powerful service. Everybody was praising. Everybody's hands was in the air. Everybody was worshiping. And I was just a rock. And I didn't care. And then I was like, well, let me try. Because I know how to worship God. It didn't work. And that's when I was like, oh wow, this is real. And I don't know how to fix this. And I don't even care for someone to pray this away for us. Like I don't even want you to pray for me. And I remember that day, I feel so bad, where they have your neighbor pray for your neighbor. And I was like, oh, okay, you want to play this game, God? And I remember who prayed for me that day. And I gave him nothing. I gave him nothing. He was trying. He was like, God's going to bless you. God's going to do this. I was like, you don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah. It's like, God's good. And this guy's my friend. If I said his name, you would know it. This guy's my friend. And he was just praying for me. This was my first time I met him too. He was just praying hard for me. I was like, man, just leave me alone. And then that's how I felt. Because I was like, you ain't saying nothing about a miscarriage. You ain't saying nothing about a loss. I was like, God's not talking to you. I was like, because you ain't saying nothing that touched me for how I'm wounded, how I'm hurt right now. So, basically, went through a bad season where I didn't deserve God's grace. But clearly God still loved me. Clearly God still was there with me because I didn't deserve it. I was in a mentally bad place. My wife was in a mentally, spiritually bad place, both of us. I think she would say like she was playing around with kind of depression. And maybe I was too, I don't know. All I know is I was just trying to hold on. But finally, we communicated, I think the email kind of opened some doors to like, no baby, I'm hurting too. I was like, I bleed too. But whenever I try to deal with, when I see her bleeding, it tears me up. I get hurt more because there's nothing I can do to fix this. And I think that's the part that makes it where it's out of your control. So I'll say this. So a lot of people see us and they'll see some money, they'll see some success, they'll see just a good lifestyle. Like we travel, we had a good life. And I remember when my wife said, she was like, I don't care about this money. I don't care about this house. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. People think this is something important, so I'd give this away in a second for a baby. And I was like, wow. Because I can't control the baby. I can't control the baby. So it's kind of like everything that we have at that moment meant nothing. It was having a child is what was important. It was kind of both of us. I think we both felt the same way, but I felt hurt by it because I was like, geez, this is all I could provide. Because there's nothing I could do to give you a baby. And that's when I realized we can't buy this baby. And I thought it was an option. So you could go ahead. I know there's so much more rounds today. Go ahead.
So I would definitely say yes, I was depressed. Literally having to make myself get out of bed, literally sleeping my days away because to me it was easier. If I'm sleeping, I'm not thinking about it. Because if I'm up, that's all I'm doing. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about how old my child should be. Or why I'm still not pregnant. It's been 2 years. Why everyone else seems to be having babies. We were
2 years after the miscarriage.
Yeah, so we were one of the first of our friends to get married, one of the last to have babies. So, they're on baby number 1, they're on baby number 2. Work, I'm miserable. Literally there's days where I'm going to the bathroom, hiding and crying. like I was sad a lot of the time. Like I didn't want to leave the house. We had our seasons where we couldn't go to baby showers. I couldn't be around pregnant people. I didn't want to be around kids, anybody's kids. Like I was just going through it. And then I guess at just some point, I was tired of feeling that way. I was tired of being sad all the time. I was tired of being depressed. I was tired of crying. I was tired of feeling like this was like taking over my life. So slowly, I guess I just started taking steps to try to get my life back spiritually. There was even days where I was in church, I wasn't singing, I wasn't praying. I was literally just there to be there. I was not participating. I didn't feel anything. I wasn't praying. Spiritually, wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. And so, like I said, at some point, I just got tired of being in that season. And so that's when I just started making myself pray even when I didn't want to pray. I started looking up scriptures for healing because still at this time, we didn't feel moved to do any infertility treatment. So I'm looking up scriptures for healing. I'm looking up scriptures to help me just to get out of this funk. So even when I didn't feel like it, I was doing it. Because I still did believe in God. Yes, I was upset with him, but I just knew in my heart too that I couldn't just be filling myself with his word, filling myself up with worship music and not be changed. So even when I didn't feel like doing it, I was doing it. I had scriptures all over the house for prayer points that I was believing for, and just basically working on myself spiritually. And so at some point eventually, I'm better spiritually. Yes, I still have my ups and downs, but still in my heart, I believe that God's gonna give us a baby. And even through the time, it was prophecy after prophecy. Oh, you guys are gonna have a son. Oh, you guys are gonna have a baby. To the point where we're like, all right, yeah, we know. Okay, yes, okay, we're having a baby. Okay, but when?
You don't want us here. I don't want no one to come here, put your hand on me, and tell me I'm gonna have a baby. I just want to see the baby. I want to see the pregnancy, and I want to see the birth now. I'll say something else. So after you lose a child through miscarriage, it's kind of like, okay, you wake up every day and you breathe. It feels good. Air goes into your lungs and you breathe. But most of us don't say, thank you God for that air. You know what I mean? Because we just expect it. You just expect to breathe. None of us say, oh, thank you God. Well, maybe some of us do. But it's not normal. Because you just expect that you're going to be able to breathe. So when you get pregnant for the first time, you expect that you're gonna have a baby. You get what I'm saying? You don't think that there's an option that this baby is not gonna come, especially if you never experienced. That was my first experience with miscarriage. Not just personally, just through family, through everything. That was my first time experiencing that. So I would say when we lost that child, which we named the child, because we felt like we had a loss. We don't feel like it was just this is normal. We felt like we lost a baby. So when you lose a child, you kind of go through this thing where pregnancy loses its innocence. The innocence of, oh, we're pregnant. You know what I mean? It loses that because you're just concerned and you're kind of grateful for each day that you get. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like waking up and breathing. It's like you're grateful that, we're breathing today. We're excited. Today we're breathing. That's how it is now in our mindset when it comes to pregnancy. It's every single day that you get, it's thank you, Jesus. The prayers change. I'd say, then we started talking about, okay, you know what, we can't control this. Oh, no, we started doing fertility treatments, right? First.
So 2015, we felt like God was saying it was okay to pursue fertility treatments. And so we redid the test to check for our tubes, because the doctor was saying, there's no way your tubes can be blocked when you got pregnant spontaneously. So we redid the test, and my tubes weren't blocked. So he's like, okay, we can move forward with treatment that doesn't involve IVF and see how that goes. And so we did one cycle, and so we were super excited, okay, this gotta be it, literally praying, oh my God, yes, I'm taking this medicine, God, but I'm trusting you. Every step of the way we're praying. And that cycle didn't work.
And the cycles is not just, you do the cycle. I'm giving Lisa shots, boom, she's taking medicine. I don't even like needles. And I'm over here like having to give her shots. It's a process, and it's not like a one-day thing. It's these time regimens. You gotta go to the doctor this day. You gotta do this. You gotta do this. I have to go to the doctor at this time, and I have to do this. And then Lisa has to go after that. Then they put it together. It's this whole process, and it could be draining. And it's still not cheap. It's not $20,000, $30,000, but it's still not cheap. Each cycle, you're spending money. So we did that the first cycle, and it didn't work.
Devastating as well, because I felt like almost like this was like the answer again. Like, finally we're moving forward. We're doing something constructive. We're taking the medicine, and I'm praising God through it, and then it didn't work. It's like, like, is this ever gonna happen for us? Like, I tried the natural, I tried believing God, I tried the medicine with believing God, and still it's not working. And so the following month, we repeated that whole cycle, and that's when we conceived our first daughter, Samaria.
Oh no, didn't we have to skip a month because of...
Yes, I did have to skip a month, so the following month.
We had to skip a month, like, these things. So like, we did a cycle for the first month, didn't work. And then part of doing the cycle, all her hormones is all crazy, and you got something, I don't know what it is.
I had cysts, so I couldn't do
She had
that
a
cycle.
So you get a cyst, they say, oh, well, you have to wait until the cyst is gone, and then you get to do it again. So that's devastating too, because now it's like, oh, hold on, you can't do nothing yet. You have to wait for this to go, and this only happened because you did the cycle that you need to go through to try to have a kid. So it's like, okay, so now we have to wait again. And then that's when Lisa was like, I want to adopt. Like, I think we skipped that, because you was trying to adopt and fertility treatment at the same time. And I was like, wait a minute. Like, I felt like if we adopt, I wouldn't love the child as much as I would love my natural child. That's just my honest feeling. But I remember the day that we was babysitting my niece, and I just had so much love for her that day. I was like, at least I think I could adopt. And she didn't waste no time. We was at a I don't know, someplace, whatever, adoption agency, doing this, doing all this paperwork, home study this, financial now, all this. I'm like, man, this is intense. And that was expensive too. That was still, it wasn't like, oh, adopting's like $3,000, $4,000. I forgot what it was. It was, I don't know, 10,000? It was like 10,000, 15,000 to adopt. I was like, golly. I was like, geez. But that at least seemed like, hey, if you do this, this, and this, and this, that's gonna work.
I think this opportunity came to adopt someone from Haiti, a family member.
So to me, if I'm gonna adopt and change somebody's life, why not adopt a Haitian baby? You know what I mean? I'm Haitian. Adopt a child from Haiti to, give that child a better life and still allow that child to experience their culture, because we both have Haitian parents. We're a Haitian household, Creole not by far. So instead of trying to, we got pas de Creole, man, pas far. So we want to make sure you understand the testimony instead of me struggling through the Creole to tell you. So we decided we was gonna adopt this child. It was fun. We're adopting this baby girl. Her name is Sephora. To us, she was beautiful. She was somewhat related to Lisa, so it was helping Lisa's family out. And we felt like we had the right plugs. And still do fertility treatments. So in adopting from Haiti, that's still not easy. And it still wasn't cheap, but it still wasn't $10,000, I don't think. But we had to fly to Haiti, spend some weeks there, have the child with us the whole time, make sure it was bonding. There were interviews,
Taking pictures
to kind of show that we're serious, that we're not taking this child's gonna come home and just be like labor. Giving them our financials and showing them pictures of our house, documents so people can see kind of like, but we wasn't worried about that. So I was like, well, they see this stuff, they're like, okay, take it. Are you okay? Long story short, when it came to adopting, we did everything we were supposed to do. We spent all the money we were supposed to spend for the adoption. And the mother just didn't pass the psychological test over and over again in order to kind of put that final stamp that she's able to give this child to us. Now remember, we're flying to Haiti. We're wiring money to Haiti. You love Haiti, but like if you miss your appointment, it's just not easy. Like the way stuff works, it's not easy. So that broke my heart because I love that girl, but we was pregnant too. So Lisa was pregnant, and we was like, well, double blessing. We was like, sorry, I should have told y'all about that. Yeah, before we went to Haiti, she was already pregnant. And you was like real deal pregnant.
Like 4 months pregnant.
Yeah, she was pregnant and was going 100% in adoption. So we was like, we're about to have 2 kids in our house, and we was like, this is kind of perfect. Once again, whenever you're like, this is kind of perfect, God, like, Sephora's still super young, so she's just gonna grow up, our child, of course we'll let her know about her family, but there's not gonna be no awkward moments, and she's gonna be the oldest, and we're gonna have this baby, and it just didn't work out. And there was nothing that we could do again. And it's like, when you're stripped and there's nothing you could do, and you feel like you have means to do things, when there's nothing you can do, there's nothing you can do. Like, and that's it, and that's devastating. So that broke my heart, because I went from, I could never adopt, and those, I don't know how long it was in Haiti, but those days in Haiti, the time that we spent her, Sephora was the girl who was gonna adopt, only wanted me. Remember? It was weird. So she only wanted me to hold her. It was like she was trying to win my heart. Like I was the only person that was able to hold her, feed her, change her. She didn't want nothing to do with Lisa at that time. I don't know why. So like I fell in love with this baby, and then again, I'm stripped away from another child that I can't have. So, and then while we're dealing with pregnancy, we're happy because we're pregnant, but every day it's kind of like we're breathing. Okay, there's another day, this is still pregnant. There's another day, this is still pregnant. That's anxiety. Whether you have faith or not, it's an experience that you have. And that, I can't explain that except for that doesn't go away. That doesn't go away. So every single day that your wife is pregnant, it's like, oh my gosh, thank you, Jesus. And then your prayers are, Lord, give us a full-term pregnancy, healthy delivery. Full-term pregnancy, healthy delivery, healthy baby.
No miscarriage, no stillbirth, no issues.
We was going Pacific, like we went God. Long story short, I don't know if I'm skipping stuff, but we have Samari. We have our baby girl. Lisa gives birth to her.
Almost 5 years after we started trying, we finally gave birth to our baby girl Samari in January of 2016.
And that's a miracle. That's our baby girl. She's amazing. But Samari doesn't know it. But every time I see her, I see God. You get what I'm saying? I see God. And even if we stop at Samaria, when we go back, we wouldn't want our story to be the same. But we've been put in position to where we've helped, I don't know how many couples, a lot of couples. Because when you lose a child or when you're dealing with infertility, people say the wrong things. Society doesn't really care because people don't talk about it. It's like this shame tied to it. So we've been able to have different couples come to our house and we talk to them and just go over the process and just be there for them. So in it, like Lisa always said, God, what good could come out of this? This makes no sense. Well, we've been able to help a lot of families, not just 1 or 2. We've helped a lot of families in this process with this story. It hurts. The story hurts. It comes with pain. You know what I mean? But that pain is what allows you to be able to share and communicate with other people about what you went through to where they can relate. I know what a guy deals with when there's infertility in the marriage. Lisa knows what a lady deals with when there's infertility in the marriage. And we know what a married couple deal with when there's infertility in the marriage. So that was, quote unquote, it's hard to say the good that came out of it, but that was the experience. God allowed us to be used as a tool to kind of communicate to others and encourage others and help walk others through this process of infertility.
So, and then that's where our verse comes in that we chose, Romans 8:28. So even like in those bad seasons, I kept praying. I'm like, God, like you said that all things work together for good to them that love you and are called according to your purpose. So God, I don't understand what I'm going through. God, I don't like what I'm going through. This hurts. I can't see any good past this, God, but this is what your word says. Your word says that you work it all together for our good. So I just kept holding on to that belief that God was going to work this together for our good. And so even like he said, I would never go back to that season in life. Like, as much as I love God, as much as I can see what he's doing now, that was a painful time for me. But I know we had to go through it to get to where we are today. Like, who would have imagined Sam and I would be on stage right now sharing this testimony? Who would have imagined that our story would be helping anyone at all? Because when we were going through it, it didn't feel like it would help anybody. It just felt like a mess. Like, how could God be glorified in all of this pain, all of this anger, all of this anguish? But Romans 8:28, all things work together for good to them that love God and are called according to his purpose. So in that pain, we found purpose. In that pain, my prayer life grew tremendously. In that pain, we were just able to even grow together as a couple. Like, we've gone through the trenches. Like, it was bad for a really long time, so we appreciate the good. And so, we were blessed with our daughter Samaria in January of 2016. And then so a couple years later, we're like, all right, let's try again. And so we tried, and for a while, nothing really happened. And then we're like, all right, so let's go back to the doctor and let's try again. And so we did another medicated cycle. That one failed again. And it's like, here we go again, down this path of infertility treatments that don't work. And so I think we ended up having to take a break again, right? Another month off? Yeah, so we ended up having to take a month off. And then in that month, we ended up conceiving our second daughter, Samaya. So she was born in June of 2018.
So she was natural. Yeah. So now we have two babies. I'm like, whoa, slow down. That's okay. These kids are expensive. I'm like, hey, slow down. Okay, God, thank you, Jesus. We praise you. We have two babies, and God blessed us. Because we know people who do not. And that's the thing about this. God has to give you this child. Like, that's like literally, like, you can't buy the child. You can't force it. You cannot force it. It's literally a gift from God. So even when we deal with couples who do not have, we just have the ability just to talk to them and just be there and not say the wrong things. Just recently, a couple had a miscarriage, and to us it was devastating, because to us it was like, this is worse. And I think everybody has their own cross, and like, they had to give birth to this child. They had to give birth to the child, and knowing that this child's not going to. They ended up having to bury this child, and they called us, and it's like, we just need to spend some time with you. We just was like, oh Lord. It was like, oh, this is. But God has equipped us to be able to be there for. We didn't know what was going to say. We didn't know exactly what was going to happen. But we knew that, listen, they're suffering, they're going through pain, and we know the pain that they're feeling. Come over. And they came over, and we were laughing, we were talking, and the thing is, you don't think you could laugh again. You don't think you could smile again. You don't think you can have any type of joy again. And she's like, I never felt this way. That's what they said. It was like, I never felt this way. This feels refreshing. And that's when you realize, okay, God, you gave us something. You gave us a tool to use for you. So yes, you blessed us with children. Thank you, Jesus, for that. But you also gave us a tool to do your work. And that's amazing too. So there's 6 minutes left? Okay. So now, me and Lisa, we're brats. We believe God for anything. There is nothing that I don't believe God for. And the thing is, God made me a dreamer. So I dream. I have big dreams. There's so many things that I want to do that others will look at and be like, you really trying to do this? You trying to accomplish this? For me, there's nothing my God can't do. There's nothing he can't do. And no one can tell me otherwise. So recently, Lisa and I, we renewed our vows, 10 years of marriage. Like that. And praise God for that, because we had rough times. And it was like, we want one more baby.
So like I like to say it like this, like first time was like a miracle, second time was lucky, but we had like the audacity to even ask God to bless us again, like for another child. And so we decided that we were gonna try for a third child, maybe a boy, and see what happens.
Oh my boy. So we're like, we're not gonna do fertility treatments no more. We're like, we're not gonna do fertility treatments anymore. But we trust God. God's still gonna bless us with another child. And we're like thinking, Lisa's like, well, this is us talking. I don't want to be pregnant during the vow renewal because I don't want to feel a certain kind of way. So like we're like playing around, once again trying to control things, playing around us really trying to have a child. But that's still crazy faith still. We're talking about just going natural, and she's like, yeah, but I don't want us to take any chances. She was pregnant during our vow renewal, and nobody really knows that, but right now, as Lisa's sitting here, I don't know how far along she is, but she's pregnant. We're expecting our natural, not one doctor visit. Straight natural. So we praise God for that. God has blown our minds over and over and over again. You can't make this story up. You cannot make this story up. Although we did not like going through the journey to have this story, but this is amazing. I recently had to buy a new car so that we could fit this third child. And even that, when thinking about it, we had to buy a third row seat. We're over here discussing, are we gonna do a minivan or a third row seat? We're gonna have 3 car seats in the car. So that's just a blessing. God is awesome. He is an amazing God. We go through pain. We all have our own cross to bear. And nobody wants the cross. And you never want someone else's cross either. Nobody wants it. But the cross tells a story. And that story helps change lives. So every time we speak to someone that deals with infertility, we tell them, look, this is going to be painful. This is going to hurt. We say, get a heart of forgiveness, because everybody's going to say the wrong thing to you. They're going to say the wrong thing because they think they're helping. They say, oh, you'll have another child. Oh, well, maybe God didn't want this child for you. Or,
God needed another angel.
God needed another, no, that's my baby. No, God didn't need another angel. That's my child that I just lost. Just try having sex a different kind of way. People say the craziest things in the thought of comfort. So we tell people, just have a forgiving heart, because they don't know no better. And they're not trying to hurt you, but they're going to hurt you. We tell them that. And then we tell them that God needs an army. And I'm sorry, but you were selected for this journey and for this part of the army, because Lisa and I can't touch everybody. And you're going to know someone that you're going to be able to touch. And I am sorry that you have to go through this. You're going to have good days, and you're going to have bad days. I still have days where I cry about Sephora, the child that we lost. I still have days where we have triggers, because the miscarriage that we had, we knew about a whole bunch of couples who was pregnant at the same time. Well, they had their baby. So I know exactly what age my child should have been. And I know these kids, I play with these kids, and sometimes when I'm playing with that child, I cry. Because I'm thinking, man, I should have a child that age. Even saying that, no, Sam, you're not gonna cry because you did good. You made it. And I'm the crybaby in the family. It still gets emotional. But we tell people you're gonna have good days, you're gonna have bad days. But do trust God and love on God. God's ways is not our ways. We don't understand why He does it the way He do it. Why it's that way, and why He was chosen for this. But all we do know is that He was chosen for this. And we will help walk you through this process. We don't know what's going to happen or what your story is going to be, but you are a part of this army. And so that's what we tell people. We thank you guys for allowing us to come. I thank you, Pastor David, for giving us the opportunity to share this testimony. I told Pastor, I said, Pastor, no? He said, Samuel, temaj. I said, okay. So that gave us the grace. I was like, okay, thank you. Because when God gives you the opportunity to tell this story, you really just want to give it justice. Even for those who don't deal with infertility, because a miracle is a miracle. Yeah. And God has given us miracle upon miracle upon miracle. So, now you know how to pray for us. Because every day, I thank God for air. Every day, I thank God for air. And I'm going to thank God for air until we give birth. And it's not easy. So, that's it. Thank you guys.
Thank you.